100 years back, on 3rd May 1930, Dada Saheb Phalke's first feature film, or India's first feature film, Raja Harishchandra, was released at the Coronation Cinematograph in Bombay. And now we are nearing 3rd May 2030. That will be the centenary of Indian cinema, or Indian feature film rather. And my perception of this 100 years is a little different from the conventional one. For me, it's 100 years of truth. Raja Harishchandra, or King Harishchandra, stood for truth, and he suffered for truth, and he also came victorious for holding the truth very dear to his heart. And this centenary, for me, is actually introspecting or reflecting upon what happened to the notion of truth or actual truth in this country from Harishchandra to, say, Hazare. This is a matter of great soul searching for us. What happened to truth in this country? And that should be the idea behind celebrating 100 years of Indian cinema. And that's 100 years of truth for me is important as national soul searching as a whole. And this film, which was made 100 years back, should drive us to do this exercise in this centenary year. It's not only truth, but there are many other factors which also I consider important in the sense of what happened in 100 years, for example. Or 100 years for me is a notional time. It's not very physical time or the chronological time. It's a notional time. And therefore, we should not stick to very strictly about 100 years. But what happened over the years? For example, what happened to the idea of romance, for example? If you go back to early 20s, you can see in our own films, silent films, there was no problem about kissing, for example, male and female or man and woman, romancing very openly and very passionately. What happened to that whole notion of romance and passion over the years? So in that sense, today, for example, we have become, I think, more conservative. If you look at this cinema over 100 years of romance, it gives a different perception to me. And that might provoke us to question the whole idea of modernity. What happened to the notion of modernity over 100 years? What is modern? You ask yourself, and you ask the nation, you ask the whole society at large through the prism of cinema. And that should be the perception, I think, looking at our own cinema, that holds the mirror to our social norms, social attitudes or mindsets, and that's over 100 years. What happened to all these mindsets? And for me, 100 years of Indian cinema should be analyzed or looked through this sort of perception, and that might produce more productive results rather than just chronologizing the history. That's also important, but this should be evaluated, and it might provoke our own young generation to look at cinema in a different manner. And I don't agree with this binary between art and commerce. They're all one for me. And therefore they're important. Even the C-grade film is as important as any A-grade film to me. If you look through this kind of prism, all these binaries will disappear and everything becomes valuable to understand our own self, our own national self, our own social self, our own political self, or our own cultural self. And therefore, the cinema is extremely important over these 100 years. And I wish we start thinking about it, we start introspecting and reflecting upon all these aspects through our own cinema. From Raja Harishchandra to now, there are many aspects that we can question, we can interrogate, and you can probably get some clues about how to progress forward, how to take things right from now and achieve something which is more positive, more truthful, more healthy, and cinema can help us probably in this manner. The cinema prayog is a new concept that I have tried to develop and theorize. It's still under construction, if I may say so. And that was to substitute the Euro-American centric concept of experimental film, which is towards widening it, toward making it more deeper, much deeper, and to arrive at certain aspects, certain notions of time and space that our part of the world looks at, our part of the world, the way it treats time, the way it treats space, for example. And therefore, I think it should be studied further with very, very open minds from all over the world. And therefore, it can become a new global thought, probably, and might lead us to innovate or invent cinema, which is much closer to music, for example, which is more temporal and not just visual. This is what I personally think.